there. Welcome to Tech Talk Weekly. I'm Bob from Creation Station. This is our weekly show where we give you 3 or 4 interesting tech stories in the news, get you on your way with a fun library fact, all in about 20 minutes. As always, if you want to email us, creationstation@broward.org comes right to me. If you have any stories that you would like to share, today my guest host is Atheana Jackson. How are you doing, Athena?
Hello, how are you?
Life is great. I have known Athena for a million years, it feels like. It
Right.
has been, hasn't it? I mean, it's been
We
over
don't even
20.
count them. It's
I
been a
know, it's
little
crazy. It's crazy.
while.
So Athena is the head of circulation at Main Library. Uh,
Yes.
Circulation, for those who are not in the library world, means checkout and return and all those other fines. Tell us all the stuff that you guys do down there.
Oh, we do a whole lot. As you say, we circulate all of library circulated material. We have different genres, books, audio. Our newest materials is the playaways, which is similar to the antiquated CDs, books on cassettes. So now you have these little small compartments of devices for your recorded books.
Yeah, that's a fun little thing there. I'm looking that up right now to uh, to bring that up for people to show them later. There we go. I think that's right. We'll find it in a minute. But we've got some other interesting stories. Let's jump into these things because there were some very fun, interesting stories this week that I thought. This first one here, if you haven't seen it yet, you have to go watch the video. Um,
Interesting.
wasn't this? So in San Francisco, there are several companies that are doing automated fully autonomous vehicles, no drivers in them, nobody there. And the car can just do what it wants. And so what happened is this car, for whatever reason, they haven't expressly said what, but my guess is operator error. Someone messed with a switch. The headlights were not on the car while it was driving at night. So the police pulled it over.
Right.
And then the vehicle, I'm going to play a little bit of the video here for people where the police officer gets up to it, walks up to the vehicle, and the vehicle drives off because the vehicle knows what it's supposed to do. It pulled over for the police officer when it saw all the lights, and it was
Right.
in the middle of the street still. So as soon as it was safe and as soon as it knew nobody was around it, it drove off and went into a parking spot and waited. It is hilarious because you can hear the police officer going, "Wait, there's nobody in the car."
Right. That was confusing, right?
Uh-huh. So, would you get in an automated vehicle yet?
Would I?
Yeah,
No, I don't think so. No.
not yet.
Mm-mm.
Not you still want a driver in there?
Yeah, that's my comfort level. No.
Okay. One of the reasons that people don't have fully autonomous vehicles right now is you still have to have a steering wheel in the car.
Oh,
Even if it's full, like these vehicles here, Waze, and this is a Cruise. GM Cruise is the name
right.
of the company that does this one. This is this is actually my car, the Chevy Bolt that I
Mm.
drive around, except
Oh,
that this is the fully automated one, and I have a regular standard Bolt. Um, yeah. Oh, I wish I could convert mine over. I would be in heaven. Oh, come on. Just think
okay, but
about
you
it.
asked me.
Roll out of bed in the morning, get into the car and relax, take a nap, let the car take you to work, wake up when you're parked in the garage. That's the way to go. Come on.
So you're comfortable with that?
Oh, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it in a heartbeat because the cars, just like this video shows, the car knows what the rules of the road are. I don't have to worry about it. The car's going to follow the rules of the road for me. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they're probably not. But it was interesting. The company had already had a video out for first responders, like this is what to do when you come up to one of our
Right.
cars. It knows what
Right.
we're doing, and it's an interesting thing. How many more of these are going to happen, right? Because as more and more of these vehicles hit the
Right.
roads.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco Arizona, and Florida are the three places in the United States where autonomous vehicles are allowed.
Florida. Okay.
Yeah. And the number one place is the Villages in Florida, up
Okay.
up by Tampa. That's the number one place in the country for autonomous vehicles right now. Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
It is. It is. I might want to try it, but I don't know. It just I guess to experience it.
Yeah. Well, and part of it, that's what they do. They have like some buses in Las Vegas that are very
Mm,
similar to this idea. They have a driver in there, but he's just there as a safety precaution person.
right. Right.
Um, as they take you around the loop or whatever it is that they have there in Las Vegas and stuff. But yeah, we're getting to that spot now. You know, everybody's been promising, oh, it's only a couple more years away. It's happened. It already happened. It's not everywhere yet. You know, the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed.
Right. Well, I guess for my safe zone, I would want a passenger with me versus me being alone.
Being alone in the car. See,
Right.
to me, my thing on one of these is much more the cleanliness factor. Because if there's
Mhm.
not a person in the car, who was in it before me? And
Right.
what am I going
Right.
to encounter when I get into this car and have to
Right.
clean something before I sit down? That's my
Okay.
only take on it.
Okay.
Yeah. But speaking of things that are out there and really happening crazy, art, bio artificial intelligence slash robot type thing.
And that was interesting as well.
Yeah. What do you think about this one? Is this art?
Well, it's disputable, because art can be in many forms, and I guess it doesn't matter who makes the art. It all depends on how you look at it, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where, yeah, this is the issue. We like you go out in nature and that's art, you know,
Right.
in a way. It's beautiful. It's there. You're experiencing it. But if you're trying to capture it, do you have to be an art? No, who is the person who captures that? Like
Captures it.
anybody can take a
Mm,
photograph of it. Does that qualify as art versus a professional, you know, National Geographic
photographer.
explorer kind of photographer? That's kind of where this is leading us. Because if you can't tell the difference,
And who captured
doesn't
the art.
matter. Yeah,
Right,
doesn't
right,
matter.
right, right.
I think you hit it on
So,
the head first, right there. Yeah.
right. So art is art. It all depends on who's looking at it, and who are you to say who should be making the art. Now, the article does mention something about imagination. So
Yeah.
even if Ida made the art, the person who's looking at it is how they're viewing it through their imagination. So art is
Yeah.
art.
And that's the thing that I would compare this to is when we were in Thailand, we bought a picture made by an elephant.
Hmm.
So it's
You
art.
said a picture made by an elephant?
Yeah, yeah. It's at one of the retired elephant camps where they've taken the elephants and released them from work camps and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So they're like in retirement area. And as one of their enrichment activities, what they do is they have taught that some of them have been taught how to paint. And so they sit there and they've got the buckets of paint and they basically do whatever they want. And a lot of it's just very abstract
Doodling.
things. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But some of it's kind of interesting stuff, and you can see where they're kind of like, well, yeah, that's sort of a tree-ish kind of thing. You can see where it's, you know, browns and greens, and they, you
Right.
know, trying to make some kind of representation thing is kind of fun.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know, is it elephant art any different than robotic art?
Again, it's through the lenses of the person that's looking at it.
Uh-huh. We're gonna put you in charge of the museum, Athena.
I don't think so.
But this is one of the things, as always, all of these links will be on the show notes for you to go back and look, and you can see what she actually painted and get some ideas of how this works and how it actually does. You can see here in this one picture the comparison of the real artist's representation versus how the AI interprets what it saw. It,
Okay.
she, they. We definitely need lots of pronouns nowadays.
Right.
Um, and it's kind of the idea of, or as the final thing is, who are you comfortable with making things?
Um,
Because, yeah, tell me.
does it really matter though? It all depends. Now, if you're looking for an artist and you want a piece of art that is constructed by a human being, then you would purchase or look for something that is constructed by a human being. If it
Hmm.
doesn't matter, then you go for print or AI or whoever
Yeah,
is
yeah.
because you want something, say, customized, and you
Hmm.
give her the instructions to do this piece of art.
Yeah, that is really the idea when they start getting really good at reproducing something. If you give it clear enough instructions and it can
Right,
reproduce that drawing for you. And I want this. I want a landscape and I need a farmhouse and a barn and a stream and a cow drawn.
right, right.
When they can
And
get to
you want
that
it
point,
just
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to take over the art world anytime
No, I
soon,
don't think so.
but but it's going to be
Because if you
interesting.
want something that's use your imagination, draw me
Hmm.
something, whatever, whatever, just use your imagination, then that's what you go for.
Yeah.
But if you want something that's customized, I want to depict to you what I want, and then there you have it.
Hmm. Yep. I think so. I think it's one of those things where the world just moves on a little bit and we all sort of adjust to where and how our stuff comes from.
Hmm.
And speaking of where our stuff comes from, the last story today is about Quantum Motors, and you've never heard of this company. Trust me.
Oh,
You
I haven't.
no one has ever heard of this company. They are out of Bolivia. And one of the things that attracted me to the story was one, it's electric cars. I was like, yeah, okay, great. This fits right into our theme of tech stuff here. And then I found out this is the first automotive company in Bolivia ever, not for electric cars, the first homegrown car company in Bolivia, which, by the way, if you don't know this yet, Bolivia is the number 2 spot in the world for lithium after the United States and then Bolivia. And then that's where actually China is getting a lot of their lithium for all the battery factories is out of Bolivia.
Oh, interesting.
And so building these cars, now you can see the first picture right here. These are tiny little cars. Um, these are one seat in the front and two
Jesus.
seats in the back if you got small people.
Right.
Uh, it's, golf cart sized almost in a way, but it does all the stuff that they need for it. Here's a great picture you can see compared to a regular truck
Hmm.
um, shipped in from the United States. So that's one of the reasons this really came to focus in my mind was we all talk about supply chain stuff lately and where things are going, this, that, the other. And
Hmm.
here's a country that's like, yeah, we're not going to depend on another country to make our cars for us.
Hmm.
And oh, by the way, it's only $6,000.
$1,000. Very inexpensive. Very,
Yeah.
very inexpensive.
And
Wow.
so it's got a 55-kilometer range, which is just around 34, 35 miles, which I know for us here in the United States, that sounds like, wait a minute, I'd never use that. But in Bolivia, a lot of people are driving very short distances, or cities are so congested, you can't get one of your big cars in and out of it. So this is something that's going to really help.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what
Good
do you
point.
think about something like this? I mean, this car's too small for me. What about you, Athena?
For my size, yes, too small for me.
Yeah, yeah. I just like it's interesting. It's fun.
He's shrinking it.
Here's another picture of it right
Oh,
there.
look at that compared to the rest.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah, yeah,
quite
yeah.
small.
It's
And
a
it's
small
sitting
thing.
right in the middle.
Yeah, yep,
Driver's
sitting
seat
right
is
there.
right in the
Now, this is one of the other really nice things about this. It charges on a regular outlet.
middle outlet, right?
So, because everybody, I hope, has seen, Teslas and all those other, by the way, Teslas are like, low end Tesla is $45,000, not
Lovely.
six. So, yeah, and plus you need special charging stations for them and stuff. This car is designed, just plug it into the wall, use it anywhere.
Now
And
that
it
is
is,
interesting.
isn't it?
And that means
And
it's not pulling much energy as well.
right, exactly. It's not gonna drain your electric bill, any of those sorts of
Hmm.
things. You
Hmm.
don't have anything with the need for a lot of gear that you're carrying with you because
Right,
everybody has their pickup truck. This is your second vehicle that you use to get around town, do your
right.
stuff. And it's actually based off of some farming equipment that they modified to build and do these things.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's, yes, you got to come back and read this. Wasn't this a fun article? I
It
mean,
was. It's a
it
lot.
just goes into so many different things here. Um, Also pointing out that they're selling what was it? Over a million um they're no, let me find his quote. There's like a million vehicles on the road in China that this company has is that they're working
Is it
with.
a million
Here
or
it
is
is.
it 1,000?
Yeah. Yeah. They can make 60 cars a month with one shift, and it's Bolivia. So if you give them some extra coffee, they can put on two shifts for you.
Give me more. Give me more. I can do
Yeah,
more.
exactly. 1,400 um of the vehicles that this company's made now out of their thing. So they're really starting to get it there, selling, 15 cars a month or so.
Wow.
And here is their whole factory.
That's small.
Yeah.
Small.
It just kind of blows you away when you think about, you look at the factories in Detroit and in Tennessee, which, by the way, in case you haven't paid attention to the United States, Georgia and Tennessee have much bigger car factories nowadays than Detroit.
Yeah.
They produce a lot more stuff out there. The largest BMW manufacturer in the world is in Georgia.
Georgia. Oh, Georgia. Well,
Yeah. Yeah,
see?
we're doing all sorts of car stuff today on this show. I have no idea how we managed to slide into this. Um, But yeah, this is one of those things that you could take this same concept and use this in any city. Look at New York, look at San Francisco as that first story. These cities are packed with cars, and if you could reduce some of those cars, get people on mass
Hmm.
transit and get them
Hmm.
into smaller vehicles because that's all you
Right.
need.
Right.
You,
And then it mentioned something about it only takes them 5 hours.
yeah, yeah,
Hours.
just hours to put things together as they want to. It's
Wow.
just crazy how much. And they can build the entire car in less
5 days.
than 5 days.
5 days. Okay, 5 days, not 5 hours, 5 days.
No, there's some things in here about the recharge. That's why it recharges that fast. That was your
Hmm.
hour thing. That's
Hmm.
where you're remembering that from. And so as you just keep going and going, as I said, this whole thing is just um, an amazing story about what happens with this in the rest of the world. Rest of world is the website this comes from, but in the global south, out there in the
Hmm.
rest of the world where everyone is working on their own projects and building their own things,
Hmm.
there's some really great, fun things happening out there.
Hmm.
I love this one. What's this one picture? Here you go. Made in Bolivia. The first time anybody's ever been able to put that on a car.
Hmm.
I thought that was a really fun thing for them for being able to do that.
Some
But
interesting facts.
isn't it?
Hmm.
It's just these things we are again, we're living in the future. It's just getting it to everybody. And this is one way they can get it out to everybody. And it's going to be really great for doing that.
Yep.
It's just crazy how all that goes. I'm looking for, here we go. So I'm bringing the playaways up for you now on here because you brought this up earlier. So here is a selection of our playaway books here. 291 of them out there. We've got these at how many libraries, Athena? I know they're here at
Yeah,
Maine. Do you remember
throughout
how
the
many?
library
Every
system,
library?
and the
Okay.
good thing about it is not just geared for one age group. They also have them in for youth as well. So it's adult content as well as youth content.
And fiction, nonfiction, YA, all right here on the list, everybody. So come on in, broward.org/library. Just do a quick search result right here for playaways. right there on your very first page, and you'll pull up all of these things, able to check them out, come in and do. Can people put these on hold?
You can put them on hold as well. Yes.
See, we do everything. We
It's
do
just
everything.
like right. It's just like audio, just like the books on CD books. It's the same thing. Same thing.
That
It's
is
just
awesome.
a smaller device content.
Again, the future is here, folks. You've
Yes.
got simple, easy ways of getting, no matter what you need, we've got it for you.
Right.
Thank you, Athena, for being here. This is always
Thank you
fun.
for
Just to
having
sit and
me.
talk. I don't think I've gotten you alone this long for a long
No,
time. You are
no.
just bopping around down there for that. Let's throw up our final slide here as we're getting ready to leave. So if you have a favorite librarian or library you'd like to see featured on the show, let us know. creationstation@broward.org. And we'll see everybody next week. Stay safe.
Bye bye.